Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Random Grid Replica Championship on Project Cars 2. This is round 6 at Indianapolis Oval, and we're in the modern stock cars, so it's more or less a NASCAR race, and it's Andrea on pole position from Blaney and Azadar, and they're the three at the front, because obviously NASCAR starts are 3 wide as we go down to the start finish line. So more or less 3 abreast as we go down to the start finish line. We're 3, 2, 1 go from the leader. The revs rise and we're off, away we go. And everyone a decent start so far. Blaney gets a good start. Andrea a bit left behind. Azadar up as well. Now this is where it's going to get intense. Onto the oval as everyone else goes round there. Bradders and Grow. Oh, we've got a spin already in the mid pack. And they're going to come across, bang into the wall. Azadar and a few other people. Everything. Oh, Callum's in the wall as well. Chaos, and there's a car going backwards. That's Azadar, I think. He's going completely backwards there and got TY and Callum off. So again, replays on that after the first lap. So Cyrex and Blaney then together, and Andrea down towards turn 3. Round turn 3 we go. Beautiful sounds from these NASCARs as they all run a bit wide. Bidzster keeping to the inside. Andrea comes across in front of Bidzster, and Bidzster gets the place, I think, as Andrea's in the wall in the background. Andrea's in the wall, I think. Yeah, Andrea's gone backwards there. Stevie goes around the outside. And in the... Oh, the camera's gone funny, guys. Do apologise as we look back. Bradders and Keith side by side as well. So Bradders and Keith alongside. Oh, contact into the wall, magnetised. Bang! Straight into the wall, and there's other cars around here as well. Neil and Spapper go up high to try and get around him. And they're side by side now. Neil almost alongside Bradders. And the big loser in that, Spapper, he's gone backwards as well. So we'll get some replays, that first lap action now. Okay, here's the replay that starts from on board the Growler. So watch the purple car on the right, Azadar Blade. He comes across onto Stacker, bang! Then that caused the initial incident. Then Stacker spins round. Then Growler gets absolutely pulverised there. Okay, here's the replay that started. So Growler gets a good start here, and watch the purple car on the right as Azadar. He comes across onto Stacker, boom! Hits him there, and they go round. Stacker goes round, and Azadar loses control. We hit him, and then everyone else, Constantine is into us. Growler does a very good job to bulldoze his way through with that, and then he continues. Now let's have a look at that from Azadar's point of view. So we're going up to the first corner. We should stay on the outside here to give Stacker room, but instead we come across, boom! We hit Stacker, he spins round, then we lose control, bang into the wall, then Growler hits us, we go up in the air, and everything happens, then we end up going backwards. Callum gets hung up in that as well, so does TY, and then Stacker, obviously they're rejoining now. And just as we come back from that, we see another car go off. I think that's... Is it Neil? Yeah, Neil's gone off into the wall, so replay on that as well. Okay, here's replay what happened to Neil, but it's a bit further back so you can see what happened on the straight. See, Bradders comes across, hits Keith, bang! Both go into the wall. Neil takes advantage of his teammate's demise, then tries to go around Bradders, but watch here. Bradders stays on the inside, and then we just go up and scrape the wall a bit. Watch Bradders here, turns in too much. Goes up to the flat bit, then he gets understeer, then has to lift off, then we have nowhere to go but into him because we're already going around the corner, and then Neil goes off and unfortunately goes into the wall, bang, and then has to recover from there. As we come back from that, Azadar Blade is retired from the race because he was to serve a drive-through penalty for rage quitting when he was last on with us, but he went into the pit lane too fast, so unfortunately he's been DQ'd from the race. So that's the game doing that, not me. So unfortunate for Azadar Blade. There as we look at these lot coming out the corner. Keith, Spapper and Stacker all together. We've got Andrea and Stevie quite close as well. Bidzster trying to catch the leaders. Cyrex meanwhile in the lead. Pulling away by a country mile. That's the Indianapolis Medical Centre there, but there we are. That's the leader, Cyrex. 2.2 seconds ahead of Blaney in second place. Then it's Bidzster. And then Andrea from Stevie, and then we've got Keith and Spapper very close together as well as we go down towards turn 3. Keith and Spapper, round turn 3 we go. Keith's going a bit wide. Oh, Bradders going even wider. He's wall riding, so Bradders goes really wide there, bounces off the wall. As we look at Spapper trying to find a way through past Keith. Really intense stuff. These NASCARs are not easy to drive. They do not want to go in a straight line, and because of the oval setup obviously being a bit higher on one side and the suspension characteristics being different on the right hand side of the car, and the tyre pressure's being higher, so it's very hard to keep in a straight line as Keith goes, and then Spapper goes up the inside of Keith, so Keith goes wide. Spapper passes him up the inside. Meanwhile, Bidzster is trying to keep with Blakeney. He's half a second ahead, so Blakeney's still keeping a good gap here to Bidzster. As we look further back, there's Growly Bear. He's a bit further back. Got Callum and TY and Neil. We're quite close to each other, so it's three names that you usually hear at the top, at the back. So unlucky for them, and obviously Blakeney having a really good race this time with Bidzster all over the back of him. So Bidzster not letting Blakeney up here. So lap 4 out of 18 onto lap 5. Down to the first corner. Around the first corner we go. Blakeney goes a bit higher to get a better run out. Bidzster falls in behind. We've got a car in the wall in the background. I think that was that Keith, or can't make out who that was. That might have been Stevie actually. So Stevie went into the wall behind. As we look back at, let's have a look back at Keith and Spapper. They're very close to each other as well as they go out of turn 2 down the back straight. Keith in a very aerodynamically challenged NASCAR there. Everyone sort of playing the walls here. So look at Bidzster and Blakeney. Bidzster sliding that car around turn 4, trying to go as flat out as he can. This car not easy to drive at all, and Stevie proving that as he hits the wall in the background. Along the straight then, those two still close together. Bradders back in 8th place. He's not doing too bad in this race. And Stacker in 9th, Growly in 10th. Then we've got Callum and TY very close, 3/10 apart. So Callum in the purple car there. TY in the, TY with it when it shows us. So there we go. TY in the blue car there, the blue and white car behind. And Neil Farmack unfortunately at the back, not having a good race here. He's spun again I think. So there's Cyrex coming round to lap him. So Cyrex then the leader, coming round to lap Neil Farmack in the red and yellow car. They'll be able to get him on this straight probably. As they go out of this corner onto the straight, nice line there, and Neil will just lift off a little bit and let him go probably. Hopefully. Yes he does. And meanwhile Blakeney's still in second with Bidzster all over the back of him. Still can't find a way through Bidzster. NASCAR is quite hard to overtake on. But is trying, especially on sim racing, but Bidzster trying to see what he can do to get past Blakeney in front. Meanwhile Andrea and Stevie are quite close. There's Andrea in the yellow car and Stevie there in the black car somewhere. There he is behind him. So Blakeney comes out that corner then, cracked windscreen and all. Lap 7 out of 18, Bidzster right behind, still can't do much about it. Onto the inside, Blakeney goes a bit wider, but Bidzster has a massive slide mid-corner, loses a bit of time. And goes into turn 4, still again sideways. Bidzster chucking the car in a bit more than Blakeney is there. As they go across the line. Meanwhile, TY and Callum very close together. TY's on the inside of Callum into turn 3. Into turn 3 we go. Callum goes around the outside. Oh, he goes into the wall. Callum's eating wall now, and it's very hard to get off the wall. And so does TY there. Bang! Straight into the wall on the exit. So these guys really struggling in these NASCARs. So TY I should commend as well. TY is on the wheel for the first time in ages. So first time in about 6 months. So TY's got to get used to that as well. As Cyrex then comes through. The leader 5 seconds ahead of this battle for second place. So there he goes. Cyrex round turn 4. And here's Blakeney and Bidzster just coming in round up to turn 4 now. Blakeney's still in front of Bidzster here, so still a good race between these two. Not left each other alone all race. Good race there as Stacker is closing up to the back of... Growly's closing up to the back of Stacker, should I say. So Growly trying to make up some positions here, trying to gain on Stacker. Stevie and Andrea quite close as well. And I think Bidzster and Blakeney there were even closer than we've seen them before. There they go, round turn 2, and Bidzster gets a good run and gets past Blakeney there, I think. Yes, he does. Gets good cornering speed from the previous corner, and then goes straight through past Blake, so into second place. And can he hold it, and can he catch Cyrex? So we'll have to see here as Blakeney goes wide. Oh, he's startled at Bidzster passing him. So Blakeney goes into the wall a bit there. That gives Bidzster a little bit more of a cushion. And Bidzster now getting on with the job of trying to catch Cyrex, but he's 7 seconds ahead. I don't see that happening with 9 laps remaining. So we're halfway through this race now, starting lap 10. Spapper then with Andrea and... Yeah, it is Andrea and Spapper very close together. The two Italians battling, proper NASCAR style, all nose to tail as we go around turn 2. Nicely round turn 2 there. Spapper gets a good run on the exit. Spapper's moving out to make the overtake. There he goes. He's got an overspeed and he gets straight past. So Spapper takes 4th. As we look back at Growley and Stacker, they're having a decent battle back here. Stacker in the 9th place. Not having a bad showing here. Bradders is going a bit more backwards as well, so he's going into the hands of them as well. So there's Bradders, there's Stacker, Growley. TY's in 11th. And then 12th for Neil, and Callum's gone back to 13th. So Callum's not having a good race here. He's gone back to 13th place. And there's Neil just ahead of him, and that's Keith who's just come up to lap him. So a lot of people out of place here. So there's Bidzster, he's trying to get to Cyrex and get away from Blake in 2nd. Then we've got Andrea and Spapper still having a fantastic scrap for 4th place. The 2 Italians going at it. And Spapper gets a good run, so Andrea got back in front of Spapper there. So Spapper gets a good run, he's trying to pull alongside Andrea for the next corner. Side by side towards turn 3. Into turn 3 we go. Spapper takes the corner. Andrea runs a country mile wide and then tucks the car back in, and so that'll give chance for Stevie to close up as Callum goes on the grass there. He's on the, what would be the pit lane entrance, so unlucky there for Callum. He loses the control there as Spapper, I think Spapper went off the track there. Something happened to Spapper and he's get passed by Andrea and Stevie, so he's lost time there, so he's lost positions. There's Stevie now in the middle of this bunch. So Stevie now up to these boys, coming in a bit wider in that black Ford Fusion, and then covers the inside from Spapper down to the next corner. Andrea ahead. Stevie hungry for more positions here. Just a word on the championship. Bidzster and Stevie are competing for the championship, but Bidzster's got a massive lead, and if Bidzster gets 2 podium finishes here, then is probably going to win the championship. So Stevie's got to try and do everything he can to beat Bidzster, because Bidzster's in 2nd place in this one. If Bidzster keeps 2nd place in this one, all he needs in the next race is a 3rd or higher and he'll win the championship. So anything could happen here, so watch this space as Spapper then closes right up, and I think they're so Stevie closes right up on Spapper and Andreas. So 3 cars almost running as one here. Brilliant stuff. As we go around turn 1, Andrea gets a good line, so does Spapper and Stevie, all trying to see what they can do to each other here. And I think Andrea's in the, I think Spapper, sorry, was in the wall there, but just a little bit in the wall right behind Andrea. All 3 almost bump drafting each other, proper NASCAR style. Spapper moves to the inside to get the inside for the corner, and he gets up the inside of Andrea. Stevie behind, wanting to get past Andrea as well, very close. And Andrea loses 2 places in 1 corner. Stevie goes ahead as well, just shows you one little lift in NASCAR can change your whole race. As Stevie glances off the wall there, moves across, and Andrea moves to the right to take the position. Andrea trying to get the overspeed, and he just has got it there, so Stevie will tuck back in. Brilliant race in this. As we look further back, we've got Stacker and Bradders somewhere around here. There we are. Stacker and Bradders are quite close together as well, so that's a decent race that's developing as well. But meanwhile, back to the Andrea Stevie battle, because Spapper's sort of left them in front now a bit because they were battling. So Spapper's got a 1.2 second advantage over these 2. And then it's Andrea and Stevie. Let's have a look back at Bradders and Stacker though, because they're quite close, and then they've got TY closing them down. So TY finally making some headway in this race. So Stacker in the draft of Bradders going down the straight. Let's see if we can get a nice on board with these guys. There we go, on board with Stacker into the next corner. As we look to try and catch Bradders, nice and smooth on the steering there. We're getting a bit of opposite lock, but just about get away with it. We are catching Spapper now. So Bradders, we'll get the names right. And TY's right behind us as well. Make a little mistake there from Stacker. He probably have to lift out of that. And TY panics and goes near the wall and goes straight past Stacker. So Bradders next target for TY. So TY on the move here. Beautiful camera there. As we go through the first corner, TY finally getting to grips with this NASCAR. Bradders just ahead of him. Meanwhile, Spapper's got a bit of an advantage on Andrea and Stevie. A little bit more spread out now between the pack. Meanwhile, Cyrex is on lap 16, 9 seconds ahead of Bidzster, pulling away each lap. So Cyrex definitely with the pace in this race. Bidzster trying to catch up, but it's a bit late now. Blakeney in 3rd. There he goes, in 3rd place. So there goes Blake, he's at turn 1. Spapper is 4th, he's at turn 1 as well. So he's not actually too far behind Blaney here. So watch this space, Blaney. You could lose another place at this rate. Andrea, there he is in 5th. I should also say as well that Stevie's carrying a 10-second penalty from the last round for causing collisions. And also Andrea and Spapper are also carrying a 5-second penalty each as well. So that could change things around. So if Keith can get close enough, he might be in for a 4th place here. So which would be good news for Keith. As Bradders then goes round in 8th place with TY right behind him now, practically pushing him down that straight in the draft. Will he go for the outside or the inside, or wait until the turn 4 or turn 1 maybe? So we go into here, Bradders goes nicely, it goes a bit deep into the corner, but TY follows him, just a nice normal line there. Bradders gets a little bit of a slide on the way out, have to correct the car into turn 4. Round turn 4, very nicely there, both cars. Bradders with nice score, Bradders with a good exit there, TY eats wall, and that's going to help Stacker close up. Stacker's going to close right up and he's going to pass him as well. Stacker takes 9th place back, so TY, one mistake, moves back down to 10th place. Meanwhile, Cyrex is about to start his last lap of the race here, so Cyrex is about to start his last lap. Bidzster's closed in now, so Bidzster's only 6 seconds off. 6.5 seconds off is Bidzster, off the lead, or well, he was. It's gone, it says it's now 7, but yeah, changing its mind. But yeah, Cyrex and Bidzster on the last laps then. There's Blake, Spapper and Andrea. That's going to be a nice battle to the finish as well. Stacker and TY also, they're there as well. So let's watch Stacker then. So let's the words out. Let's watch Cyrex coming round turn 3. Utterly dominant fashion in this race. Hats off to him, he's done really well. So Cyrex goes round turn 3 and turn 4. Loves the NASCAR Cyrex, really good, nice to see him on here. And it'd be nice if you could share the videos on YouTube, Cyrex, because it'll get us a few more views, and I'm trying my best to get all the views we can. As we cross the line, Cyrex wins the race, well done to Cyrex. Bidzster's going to finish in 2nd place, that'll do him just nicely for the championship, so one more podium finish for Bidzster and he will be champion with that 2nd place there. So Blaney's coming around here somewhere when the camera decides to actually work. Blaney goes! Comes out the last corner, I think he made a little mistake there, but it's going to be Blaney from Spapper, 3rd and 4th. Andrea's going to be 5th. There we go. Stevie's going to be 6th, but Keith will jump those places because of the penalties that the others have. So Bradders is going to come around in 8th, Stacker in 9th, TY is going to be 10th, so TY's gone backwards there. As they go up towards the line, Bradders makes a little mistake there. Stacker's going to come right up to him, it's going to be a dead heat on the line. It's going to be very close, and it's just Stacker who takes it on the line from Bradders, and the other guys have finished, so it's Growley, Neil and Callum. They've all finished as well in their respective positions. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that then. So Cyrex wins that one, well done to Cyrex, dominant victory over Bidzster in 2nd, Blaney finishes in 3rd, then it's 4th for Spapper, 5th is Andrea in 5th place, and then as we go over the page, then it's Stevie in 6th, Keith finishes in 7th, 8th for Stacker, Brad is in 9th, TY finishes an unlucky 10th, then it's Growly Bear in 11th, Neil in 12th, Callum finishes in 13th, and Azadar Blade DQs himself after that pit lane mishap. So there's your winner from that race, Cyrex there in that blue car there, the number 10. Well done to Cyrex, and we'll see you guys next time for race 2. Take care, guys.